What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this episode we're going to be changing the oil, the air filter, and getting my mom's car ready for a long vacation road trip to Colorado. We did a video like this on my sister's Hyundai Elantra and it was very popular and a lot of people thanked us, so hopefully we can help a lot of people in this video too. When you buy a Toyota, it comes with the Toyota Care Plan, which means they cover all the routine maintenance for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Most of you like us is long past that free service, so that means it's time to start doing it yourself or paying ridiculous prices for someone else to do it. So let's get this Highlander ready for vacation and get started.
Alright, so this is the first time that we changed the oil in the Highlander, and it's a lot different than most vehicles. This vehicle takes a cartridge type filter versus one that you just spin on, so that's going to be a little different. And you're going to need a tool like this, and you have to take off, I guess you call it a splash shield, and it has the little push pin, so it's good to have a little tool like this. In the description I'll put a link to, well not a link, but I'll put all the information on what size sockets you need, everything. We're going to change the air filter. We're going to check the air in the spare tire, just get this car ready for a road trip to Colorado. I think we're going to be driving probably 2,500 to 3,000 miles, so we want to get the car completely ready. So first step, I'll show you how to pop the hood. Even that's a little different. So we popped it inside, and the hood release the things up here, so you actually press it like this and then put it down here. So before you change oil, drain all your oil out, you want to check your oil first with the engine kind of warm. That way you see if you're running low, if you got an issue with your vehicle. You don't want to just drain it out and then refill it. So first thing, we'll check it, make sure we're not burning oil, so it's perfect. Next, we need to drive it up on some ramps, or you could jack it up to get under it, but we're going to put ramps, drive it up, and then get it changed.
First step, we're going to put some wheel chocks behind the back tire so the car doesn't accidentally roll off. So like my dad was saying, Toyota comes with this splash shield, and you'll need a 10mm ratchet with an extension and this clip tool, and you can still drain the oil because that's right here, but to change the filter you're going to need to remove that because it's under the carpet stuff.
And I think there's only 3 clips, maybe 4. Let me show you how to do that. So you're going to pop that top circle off, and then you get under the entire thing to pop the entire clip out. It's a little tricky. You got to get the edge of your tool in there. Takes a little practice. And if you don't have this tool, you can use a flathead screwdriver. There you go. That's good enough, and then there's probably 1 or 2 more. So we'll get that removed out, and then I'll show you where the filter and all that is. All right, next Tyler's going to use a 14mm to loosen up the oil drain plug, and then drain it into this. And you see that shield, I had 1 more clip. We just left it in and then spun it around. That saves you a little work. So it was basically 2 clips and 2 10mm bolts. There, you got a little bit on you. Here's your rag. Let that drain. Then we're going to do this oil filter. Okay, we got the oil drain, got the plug back in. Next we're gonna do the filter. It's basically in two pieces. First you remove this piece and a little bit of oil is gonna come out, but then you put this in. This comes with your filter. You pop that in and that helps drain the rest of it out. Then you get that housing tool, put on here, and then remove the rest of it. So first step, all you're gonna do is put your 3/8 ratchet extension, break it loose. And you wanna get your pan ready, because a little bit may come out. It wasn't much. And then next we're gonna pop this in. You don't have to do this. Right here, the filter, and your filter comes with all new O-rings too. Pop it in, let that drain. If you wanted, you could take just the whole thing off, but then it's gonna drain everywhere. And to get this off is a little tricky. You just kind of push on the side of it and pop it out. And you can throw it away after, so it don't matter if you tear it up. All right, the filter's drained, so now I'm gonna pop off this little plastic piece. Pop it off like that. That's tight. All right, I couldn't get it with the 3/8 ratchet, so I'm gonna have to swap over to a 1/2 inch. That was on tight. There shouldn't be hardly any oil left in it. We'll take this to the bench, change out all our O-rings. All right, we got this out, so we could take the filter, throw that away. And then there's, your packet comes with 2 O-rings. The big one is gonna go right here. Not all the way down, it's in this little groove. So you take a flathead, pop it off. It's best to go ahead and lube it up. Fit it in that little groove. And then the other one goes right here on the bottom. Make sure everything's clean. We can screw this back on. Get it hand tight. And then your filter, there's no up or down, so it don't really matter. Just pop that in. Check the spring, make sure it works. So we got our 2 O-rings on. And next, a lot of people will fill this with oil, pre-fill it. I don't think you really need to. It's a big debate on the internet, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it because it usually takes over all the comments of people saying that you should do it. So I'm gonna pre-fill it some. And then we can screw this back in. Then we're going to screw it in by hand, as tight as we can get it. And then we're going to tighten this bolt until everything spins. All right, Tyler's filling it back up with oil using 0W20. That's what it calls for. You're going to need a filter for that. And just pour it in slow, don't go too fast. And it takes 5.8 quarts for a V6 engine. And also we still have to put that cover back on. So don't let me forget that. We need to go ahead and check the battery, make sure all our terminals aren't corroded. Looks good. I think I was looking over here, the coolant's a tad bit low. It's on a very low mark. So we'll top that off. And then the filter, air filter's right here. We'll get that changed once we get it off the ramp. All right, we got it all topped off in oil. Tyler's gonna drive it down. Maybe remove the wheel chocks first. All right, you can drive down. That's good. And we'll check the oil now that it's flat. You don't want to check it while it's on jacks or ramps. All right, for the air filter, it'll say 12377, and it was actually pretty hard to find this. I went to 3 or 4 different places and nobody had it. So I guess it says Toyota, so I guess it's a very specific filter. So to do this, there's 2 clips. Just pop these off, and it goes into 2 tabs on the back. Hopefully we don't have to loosen that up. Maybe, yeah, we can just get it. And then sometimes the bottom will be full of junk and you want to vacuum that out, but this one's pretty clean. Filter definitely need a change. So get your new and just kind of double check. Make sure they're the same size. We'll pop this in. You want to make sure you get the 2 tabs in the back fit in. All right, I noticed that the coolant is a tad bit low. If you see it, it's all the way at the very low mark. The high mark is right here, so I'm gonna fill it up to that point. And you want to make sure you have the red Toyota coolant. You don't want to mix different types of coolant. And this is pre-diluted, so I don't have to add water to it. Shouldn't need much. And that's it. Let's check the spare tire next, and then reset the maintenance light on the dash.
All right, I'm gonna show you how to reset the maintenance required light step by step. It's very simple and it's super easy. So the only buttons you're gonna be using is this touchpad, the OK button, and this button right here. So we're gonna start off by going to this gear button, and then you're gonna go right all the way until you get right there, and then you should hold it down, and then it's gonna give this scheduled maintenance. Press that, reset data, yes, okay, and it says reset complete, and there it is. One last thing we're gonna check is the pressure in the spare tire, and most people tend to forget that.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having a flat and then your spare tire is flat too. But if you're ever curious how much pressure you ought to have, this sticker right here, spare tire is 60 and your other tires are 36. So Tyler's gonna check that. Is the valve stem down so you can check it, or do we have to pull the tire down?
It's up, but it looks like it's easy to get to from up here.
So how much does it have?
44.
So it probably had about 40 when we started. So these tires, they slowly leak down over time, especially in the winter. So it's best to check this once a year or twice a year. Almost 60.
Yeah.
That's good. Perfect. All right, guys, I know most of you tuned in to get an update on the Lancer. We're still making progress on that, but we had to jump on this Highlander because we're going on a 2-week vacation in Colorado. We're going to do a lot of hiking. But we have most everything we need for the paint job on the Lancer. And everybody pretty much voted for the stealth gray. So I went by the paint store and they said they can make that for me, and he gave me a bunch of good tips. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We'll be updating. Maybe we'll do some updates of our vacation, or if you'd like to see a little video of that, let us know in the comments, and we will see you next time.